Okay, so today's progress, as you can see, we have two crankcases halves together there now. Lots have been done, all of this lot's been mounted, but I have come to a stop because water pump issues. That's one second-hand water pump, that's two, that's three. Now the problem is with them is the internals, they get worn. And I can tell, because obviously I've got lots of different knackered engines that I rebuild. The issue with this engine in particular, one of the issues was his oil pump seized, and then that starved the head of oil, and when it starves the head of oil it will fry it completely in the top end. So I've ordered a new oil pump, which comes with, inside this it comes with these parts as well, but they get worn out. Now I have tried to clean this one up. I've stripped this down into pieces, cleaned the internals, cleaned all these, everything, realigned them all, put it in, but it's still stiff when you tighten it up. And that is because they wear out, and if you look you can see closely the sort of wear that happens on these, and these sit together like that, both externally on the water pump, and there's another set of them inside that. What they do is this, that is supposed to rotate freely, is that. Now it's quite stiff there when I'm doing it by hand. When I tighten these three bolts up it's even stiffer. So the manual does say that when you're doing an overhaul, replace this, right, all for new. And that's what comes, just so people know that are thinking about engine builds, wanting an engine build, needing an engine build, whichever. If you need an engine build, it is an expensive job. They're not cheap, because there's certain stuff that you replace while you're doing the engine build, which is common sense really, because sod's law, if you do not do that, you do not replace that usable part in the engine, then it'll be the one thing that fails, and then you're tearing it all down again and splitting it to get to this stage here, which isn't fun at all. So what we have here is we have a Vertex piston kit going on here, and this is a hot rods crank. Okay, the gearbox is all in. I've got the selector drum in and everything. I've got a few bits more to put on here, but I'm calling it a day today until I get my new water pump, because I've done enough. I'll trim all this excess sealant off then. It was done this morning, these two case halves put together after I'd pressed the crank in with the Tusk, using the Tusk crank puller. I used that on it just to finally set it. The conrod had been in the freezer for weeks, along with the bearings. You heat the casings up, the inner races of your bearings, freeze your conrod, it'll press in. But your final put together, always use a Tusk crank puller, or another make of crank puller, just to pull it together, and then get your bolts in and get them torqued to 10 Newton meters. They're everywhere, here, internally, there, other side as well, several around the bottom of the outer casing. They're all over the bolts, but yeah, that should be set now. But like I said, I've had enough of it now. I've been on it all day yesterday, and I spent most of my day today in the afternoon pissing around with these water pumps, trying to get them somewhat like, but they're old, worn and knackered, so we're going to be ordering a new one for it. I don't want to have to tear it down again just for the sake of a water pump that I could have replaced at the time, but I didn't because I cut corners, and that's that. Okay, thank you very much, have fun, bye bye.